It's the middle of December and I'm trying to wrap up my year with some last-minute painting projects, mixed media art experiments, the urge to get just a few more portraits done as part of the 100 Heads challenge, and some surprisingly cozy art commissions. Grab your sketchbooks, grab a snack, and let's relax together. In previous years, this is the burnout time for me. It's when a lot of client projects wrap up, last-minute schedule changes and holiday shipping happens. So this year I really tried to course correct early. That meant some self-reflection, not overextending with ambitious personal painting projects, and simplifying overall. When a few days ago I felt like I'd started to kind of spiral into that end-of-year stress, we took a couple hours to relax at a cafe on our way home, and I made some to-do lists for upcoming paintings, what I want to practice with my sketches, references or prints I need to prepare, and collecting my video ideas. A good to-do list always helps me calm down. Sketching studies is another calming process to me, compared to when I have to actually think about layout and compositions and themes for new painting ideas. Sketching a portrait study turns off the overthinking part of my brain. Here I'm drawing Beth Keane from Midnight Mass, as I miss my vampire art phase. For the previous portrait study in the sketchbook of Father Paul Hill, also from Midnight Mass, I'd used a similar approach, starting with a light colored pencil sketch on the go, and then painting final touches on top of that at home with gouache. Gouache over these limited color palette sketches are a new technique for me. And I really enjoy it. It's like that gouache layer gives me another chance at the portrait, seeing where the colored pencils missed their mark or where my values and proportions were off, and then using opaque or semi-opaque layers on top. This technique makes it possible to use gouache in regular drawing sketchbooks, as I'm not using much water or fill in any large areas. The heavy lifting for the overall sketch was done in colored pencils. This combination is also perfect for when I can't be bothered to carry a full painting kit with me and just want to spend half an hour or so sketching to reset my mind, and then refocus once I'm back home at a later point. Usually, client work is the opposite of relaxing. But this small project here for a cafe menu is actually really meditative. As I've already done multiple seasonal menu illustrations and get to just play around for a bit when a new request comes in. I brought out my watercolors for these coffee illustrations. I'd been drawing digitally a lot for a few days, finishing some marketing stuff, and my hand was really feeling the strain of that, so soft watercolor brushes are the perfect remedy. The lines are drawn in a combination of pencil and colored pencil. It's a trick I use to make line drawings look more harmonious with transparent media especially, like watercolors, and clean, slightly colorful lines make the scans so much easier to edit. The paper I'm working on is by Fabriano, their studio hot-pressed watercolor paper, which has only 25% cotton. While smooth, it's less absorbent and can start to warp after a few water layers, compared to 100% cotton papers, which can create more beautiful, varied wet-on-wet textures. But this is a budget-friendly paper that scans well and holds up to a variety of mixed media, so I always end up coming back to it for simple, small client work like this. You can spot a variety of brushes here, as I brought out an old one with natural hairs at first. That one I've had for over a decade, and I used it to lay down the first layer of pure water. But since these drawings are so small and I'm used to the feel of my synthetic Escoda watercolor brushes, I switched back to those once I got into the wet-on-wet painting stage. I can get much preciser, finer tips with these, and they feel incredibly soft, perfect for even the smallest coffee detail. Watercolors feel so nostalgic to me. I don't use them as often as I want to. Gouache and its versatility has taken over my sketchbook, and acrylic paints are my beloved painting medium for large, detailed pieces. But watercolors were my very first painting mediums. Some of the paint pans in this case were part of my very first set of watercolor paints, a gift from my grandmother, and I've been using them ever since for small drawings of all kinds. Is there an art medium that you love but rarely use? I might just make a portrait sketches in watercolor video in the future, as an excuse to dive back into them and experiment with different painting techniques, especially to contrast them with gouache. Because towards the end here for the coffee illustrations, I did reach for just titanium white gouache paint to create highlights and creamy color variations. That's what I mean about gouache and versatility. Those opaque paint details can be so handy when finishing an illustration, and it combines well with anything. South Korea doesn't get particularly intense holiday shipping chaos, as Christmas gift shopping isn't a big deal here, so I kept my shop going as usual. Ever since the Dracula art zines first arrived, they've been my favorites to send out, as that book is such a personal project that marked the entirety of the year. I made a variety of bundle options like the art zine and tarot cards or the art zine and prints. But the 2 stickers and thank you print of Lucy come with every single book. I had to reorder some of my stickers and recently made holographic and transparent vinyl stickers that I'm really excited about. I am glad shipping and packaging have slowed back down a bit, though, as I barely got any painting done in November and only now feel like I'm back to longer hours at my easel again. One thing that I did get done during those busy days of shipping art zines: playing around with oil pastels. Another medium I've been using a lot, especially when teaching art classes or at art markets and events. But these are my fancy oil pastels that I don't ever share with students or anyone really. I use these mostly for landscapes, as the box has an amazing collection of greens and browns. The brand name, Hwawon, even means flower shop or flower garden. And the color selection is great for nature-themed art. Here I'm using them for color concepts instead. I had felt a bit stuck on what colors to use for my Pandora painting, and when in doubt, color studies are a quick way to test out options. The reason I used oil pastels: they forced me to not focus on details, but to just smudge and blend my way to an overall impression of what the painting could look like. The Hwawon oil pastels come with a wide variety of grey and pastel tones. Very light blues, delicate shades of green and yellow, cool and warm greys, all variations on a theme. Which makes these perfect for when I don't want to over-saturate my colors. They are also drier than the Mungyo, Sennelier, Paul Rubens or RTX oil pastels, so despite using these for multiple landscape paintings on panels as well as sketching since last year, they don't look like I've used them all that much, with some exceptions being a couple light grey shades that I use to very aggressively blend. The drier texture also makes them easier to control and less messy, so I can focus on the colors and arrangement instead of brushwork. They are more of a drawing medium than a painting medium in a way, though I hope I can use them for some more elaborate portrait studies when I have time. The color selection would be interesting for a Bouguereau study, especially. Really, these kind of art material experiments feel so refreshing, as each art supply can bring new insights to your process, to your color selections, and kind of just open new possibilities. You can see I tested two main color options, cool and warm tones. The cool color palettes focus on Pandora as a human surrounded by otherworldly beings, while the warm color palettes are inspired by antique Greek paintings on terracotta. Do you have a preference? I'm a bit worried that a strong blue palette would make the gods look too much like ghosts, but I'm very drawn to the idea of a cool versus warm color palette with Pandora and her box the warm, earthy center and heart of the piece. Filming in winter can be a bit of a pain, as starting at about 10 AM the sunlight makes my nice window table setup unusable, as it's so low in the sky. I switched over to my desk to create one more color composition. Warm terracotta shades, but going dark this time, evoking Rembrandt and dramatic black shadows. Oil pastels are not a great medium for when I want to relax. They are a bit messy, a bit uncontrollable, and I can just let go, use a looser grip than when painting with acrylics or a graphic tablet, and zone out for a while. In the new year, I want to make sure I keep that balance going. It's so easy to get tunnel vision, especially when your favorite hobby is also your work, and I'm trying to experiment more. I've been making some gifts, from little portrait drawings in colored pencil and gouache for family, to some air-dry clay projects. In the past, I'd always put other creative endeavors on the back burner, but making them as gifts is a way of giving myself a kick in the butt to actually do all these things I enjoy. By the way, since I mentioned the new year a lot, I'm no longer one for New Year's resolutions. I do think it's natural to look back at the end of the year to see what worked, what you enjoyed, what you neglected. But setting resolutions to start on January 1st really just gives me anxiety. Instead, I try to phase new habits in as I reflect, instead of giving that arbitrary day in the future so much power. You can see it in this very art vlog, a little compilation of those things I hope to do more of in 2025, but already start to dabble in now. Trying different media and style experiments. I've finally gone back to doing yoga and meditation to kind of reduce stress and maybe improve my drawing posture a bit. I've gone on more walks and taken afternoons off. Went back to using my paper journal instead of only a digital calendar. Instead of waiting for 2025, day 1, to somehow fix all my burnout and procrastination issues. How is your December going? Do you think you want to change anything for the future? Are there creative projects, no matter the medium, you hope to make time for? The one thing I'm really trying to schedule in properly, full days of painting. I've been so all over the place for most of the year, with work and different kind of smaller projects to juggle. But now in winter, as most of the art markets and events have stopped for quite a few months, I want to make painting a priority. Not a few hours at night after dinner or early in the morning. All of these little experiments, the sketches and artsy projects, the filming and exploring, are to balance the actual act of painting. I finally dove back into my Baron and Luthien painting during a 2-day snowstorm, building up that first paint layer. I'm learning so much from this illustration about value control especially, and want to complete this learning experience before the new year and before starting the Pandora painting. It's something I mentioned in my artist Q&A as well. Sketches improve, mostly, my sketching skills. To really apply what I learned about colors and values and brushwork and proportions, I have to sit down and complete paintings. I hope to share a lot of my progress with you in 2025 as well, as there's so much I want to do and learn and paint. This art vlog, with all its mixed media, hopefully gave you some ideas on how to recover and relax while still pursuing your creative goals. This can be a stressful time, and I hope this gave you a moment of calm to sketch or craft or stretch and just do nothing. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my final video of the year soon.